The latest passing of redrawn congressional maps in Texas is now further spurring California Democrats.
California did not start this redistricting fight. This fight was brought to us. The truth of the matter is, if we let Donald Trump get away with rigging elections in Texas and other red states through partisan gerrymandering, we will not have free or fair elections in the United States in the future.
What critical step California lawmakers are hoping to take this morning, and what basis Texas Democrats are planning to use to challenge their newly passed maps.
The Trump administration standing firm in its decision to enforce a federal crackdown in Washington, D.C. Hear why the vice president is confident the White House's efforts in the district will have a domino effect on crime in other states.
Peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia may be falling apart before even beginning. Why a recent attack is reigniting President Vladimir Zelensky's doubts about Russia's ceasefire motives, and how the Kremlin is responding to proposed NATO security guarantees for Ukraine.
And we got about a week's worth of triple digits in a row starting today. Intense heat wave coming, and we've got some heat advisories to break down for you in just a little bit.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
Good morning. We're going to take you live to Morro Bay right now. Yep, nice and clearish. And we're expecting cool for sure there. What about here? We'll take a look in just a moment. Good morning. Happy Thursday, August 21st. I'm Kim Stevens.
I'm Liz Gonzalez.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for starting your day with us. Yep. All right. So today we start the triple digits, and it gets hotter as we get into the weekend. So we could be close to some records as we get to the weekend. Some places might break records. So we're going to take a look at that throughout the hour and see how things are going. But right now, here is how your day is starting. Current conditions, 72 degrees outside already, and the wind speeds are at 3 miles an hour. The dew point's at 52. And here is the rest of your day. Yep, going to be a hot one out there for you. 83 at 10 a.m. at noon, 91. 5 o'clock, we're at 101 degrees. 7-mile-an-hour winds going for us at 5 o'clock. We will have clear skies out there for you today. But coming up, this next weather maker is really going to get us close to some records. We'll take a look at that next.
A shooting near River Park, and now the Fresno Police Department is asking for any information. Officers were in the area last night when they say they heard several gunshots near Blackstone and Nees Avenue. When they checked the area, officers found an armed man running toward Sam's Club. One officer hit him with a patrol car at low speed. This morning, the accused gunman is in Community Regional Medical Center for treatment and will be arrested once he is released. Police say no one else is hurt. They are now looking for other people involved. We now have an update to a deadly stabbing in central Fresno from earlier this week. The man who died is now identified as 31-year-old Cecil Deloney. Tuesday, officers found him in the roadway in the area of Orchard and Grant Avenues. Detectives learned that several men chased Deloney to the intersection before attacking him. If you have any information, please contact Crime Stoppers. We have new details this morning about a crash that sent several people to the hospital and also temporarily shut down a major roadway. This crash happened yesterday morning on Golden State Boulevard and Jensen Avenue. 5 cars were involved and around 8 people were hurt. They got treatment at the hospital, but everyone is expected to be okay. Investigators say a 30-year-old woman caused the crash because she was driving under the influence, they say.
2 men are now behind bars in connection to a deadly shooting last month in northwest Fresno. Detectives identified 2 suspects, a 24-year-old Christian Kumar and 31-year-old Vishal. On July 21st, officers found 33-year-old Kuvar Kumar with multiple gunshot wounds. He died at the scene. Officers say the 2 suspects left the area after that shooting. Search warrants were then executed in Bakersfield and Victorville, and the 2 were taken into custody. Firearms were also recovered, according to police. Detectives say that the victim and the suspects knew each other. And heartbreak for one Fresno family after a 3-year-old girl drowned in a swimming pool. Now police are trying to figure out how she got in the pool in the first place. Police and first responders were called to the area of Washington and Maple yesterday. They say the 3-year-old was found unresponsive in the above-ground pool. She was taken to CRMC where she died. Now, it's still too early to tell whether anyone will be facing charges in this case. The city of Fresno now among those now suing and seeking a temporary restraining order against the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, and the Department of Transportation. The group says that HUD and the Transportation Department have imposed vague conditions on federal grants. One example cited included a request to remove all references to the words equity and environmental justice and all transgender references. It goes on to say that Fresno shall not grant funds to promote gender ideology as defined under President Trump's executive order. The city of Fresno is actually facing a deadline of 9 this morning in that incident. Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer says in a news release that Fresno is one of the fastest growing cities in California, and our city depends on these federal grants in order to meet our housing demand, provide reliable transportation, and improve our roads. He went on to say that when Washington suddenly rewrites the rules, it's our families, seniors, and small businesses who suffer most, and the impact is felt throughout our nation. The cities of Eureka, South Lake Tahoe, St. Paul, Minnesota, Sacramento County, and Monroe County in New York have signed on to that lawsuit.
Our time is 5:05, about 5:06 now, and yeah, high pressure settling in and really getting into our area here, causing all kinds of problems across the southwest. And this high pressure is now contributing to the draw up of monsoonal moisture here, so things might get a little muggy around here, and it'll likely bring some thunderstorm activity to the Sierra Nevada mountains here. Let's get going with some alerts out there for you because they're still in place, not going anywhere. We are expecting this heat wave to really just cook up here for us. Heat advisory going. That's going to be in effect tomorrow through Sunday there for the entire San Joaquin Valley, Merced, all the way down past Visalia there. But in the Fresno area and all along the foothills of the Sierra Nevada and on the west side out there too, we have an extreme heat warning going there in effect tomorrow through Sunday as well. And then all over the state too, Northern California heat advisory, Bay Area heat advisory, Monterey County heat advisory, extreme heat over in San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. And we're paying attention to this here. Fire weather warning there along the grapevine there. These could be some major areas of concern as humidity is going to drop down below 10% in those places, and wind speeds picking up to about 45 miles an hour. And with the heat, that's a recipe for fire danger. This in effect today through Saturday night. So those could be some dangerous conditions there along the grapevine. And of course, Southern California extreme heat warning, heat advisory there, and then the desert regions getting that extreme heat warning. Okay, so Furnace Creek now forecasting a high of 121 degrees. Las Vegas 111, and that's for tomorrow. So it's going to get really hot over there. The Futurecast shows some thunderstorm activity possible in the Sierra Nevada mountains again beginning tomorrow afternoon, close to 2 o'clock there. Higher elevations on this, rain, thunder, lightning, all possible up there. Rain is definitely very likely. We're talking about a 40-50% chance of that happening. And you can see the coverage area there Saturday afternoon, and again Sunday afternoon, and really each afternoon through Monday there. So it could be a little muggy while we're under this heat wave as well. All right, so the next 3 days, check it out. Any records? Well, we're going to get close. Today we're at 103. That's 5 degrees shy of the record there. Tomorrow, though, 107 degrees is the forecast high. 108 is the record. We're going to get close there. That record, by the way, set all the way back in 1897 there. And then Saturday, we're going to be at 105. That's 7 degrees shy of an old record there. 112 set all the way back in 1891. And not much relief overnight. We're going to be in the mid-70s overnight here in Fresno. So brace yourselves for a hot one out there. Up next, we're going to get a look at your highs and lows for today across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley.
Happening today, state lawmakers are expected to vote on new congressional maps intended to send more Democrats to the U.S. House. In doing so, Democratic lawmakers want to temporarily bypass an independent commission that handles redistricting. This is in response to a Texas push to redraw maps so Republicans can gain 5 seats in the House. If the California legislature passes the redistricting plans, a special election would be November 4th. Now, the California Supreme Court has now cleared the way for Governor Newsom's redistricting plan. It rejected a filing by Republican lawmakers to intervene. Those Republicans are now vowing to keep fighting. They released a statement saying, in part, although the court denied our petition, it did not explain the reason for its ruling. This means Governor Newsom and the Democrats plan to gut the voter-created Citizens Redistricting Commission, silence public input, and stick taxpayers with a $200+ million bill to proceed. Again, as I continue to say what this statement is from the California Republican lawmakers, they said they will continue to challenge this in the courts and at the ballot box, calling it unconstitutional. Meanwhile, former President Barack Obama has given his blessing to Governor Newsom's redistricting map. He endorsed the map while speaking at a fundraiser for the National Democratic Redistricting Committee. Obama said it would be his preference to not have political gerrymandering at all. But given the effort in Texas to approve new maps to turn 5 congressional seats to Republicans, he supports California's plans. Democrats here have said that they will stand down if Texas does the same. The former president called California's move a responsible approach. He also pointed out that in California, voters would have to approve a new map.
A bill to redraw Texas's congressional maps is moving forward. It's going before the state senators today, a day after the Texas House voted down party lines to approve it. State Representative Todd Hunter wrote the legislation formally creating the new map. He says it's meant to improve Republican political performance. The U.S. Supreme Court says that sort of redistricting isn't a question for the courts. Texas Democrats say it's discriminatory.
Representative Hunter, I do respect you tremendously, and I respect this body. But what I don't respect is an obvious racist move on what what you're attempting to do. But
we disagree 100%.
If the lines were drawn with a demonstrable racial component, Democrats could challenge them since that is illegal, and they intend to. Earlier this month, Texas Democrats left the state for 2 weeks in order to delay a vote. The White House is laying out the Trump administration's long-term goals for the federal crackdown in Washington, D.C. Why the vice president says the efforts being taken in the nation's capital are a blueprint for other states.
The South Valley Skycam, sponsored by BD&J Injury Lawyers.
A live look now at Lake Cahuilla. It is almost 5:12 and 72 degrees right now. Find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.